complicated. It's not a foreign language.
Brew Happy!
We're the longest running beer podcast in the Pacific Northwest. Why wouldn't they be listening to us?
So many different beers! 25 times.
I got you something really good and really delicious.
And then my favorite is, always Baker.
You listen to the Brew Happy show, so do I.
79 times there.
It's not about the beer. It's about the beer.
Oh, yeah. That's Brew Happy.
Only been there a couple because it's too difficult to get. Oh, I guess I have. A few more.
It'd be helpful if John put his headphones on. He'd know we started the show.
Is it really?
Welcome to the weekly podcast of the Brew Happy Show, longest running beer podcast here in the Pacific Northwest. For the second week in a row, I am your interim host, the amazing Ryan Fitzgerald, a.k.a. Fitzmagic. With me, as always, is John Paul, the champion.
I'm still here.
You are still here.
Can't get rid of me.
Damien and Bronwyn will be back in the Portland area tomorrow from Florida, and you will hear about their adventures next week on the show. But this week, we are at a very fantastic beer location. I'm sure some of you have heard of it. It's Baerlic, and we love them a lot. Right off of 11th. And with us are very cool and groovy, hip to the jive of beer friend and honoree Mark Gillette.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
There he
There
is.
we go.
There I am.
can hear him now.
Hi. Mark, it's good to see you, man.
Good to see you all.
Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to stop on in.
Always got time.
Always time for the Brew Happy Show.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless when we invite you, you don't show up.
Well, that happens sometimes.
It does happen. We are right around the corner from one of Portland's best kept secrets because we don't tell anybody about it unless you're here, and that's Beer Mongers. So if you're on a walk about the city, head to Baerlic and then head over to Beer Mongers.
Yeah.
Mark, how are things, man?
Things are good.
Yeah. You got beer.
I got beer.
And how's
I'm at
that?
Baerlic.
FH Stienbart is still up running and
Oh, yeah, we
kicking.
are. Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk a lot more about the longest homebrew company in the world, or at least in the United States.
There we go.
And some of the great things that you can get out of FH Stienbart. But let's first talk about the beers we have on the table. John, we'll start with
There we
you.
go. Hey, Mark was asking me if I'd ever been here before.
Never.
And I said, well, I don't know, and I checked. I've been here 47 times.
Hey, you know how you
the
know.
first time since February 6th, 2015.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's been a couple years.
And apparently this was open during COVID because it looked like I was here a lot during COVID year.
We were probably picking up beer to go.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that.
Well, you might have been.
They were
there.
doing a lot of beer to
They
go
were
then.
doing
Were
a lot
they?
of beer
Yeah.
to go.
Maybe a lot of beer in the parking lot.
Probably not that one.
No, let's just pick it up.
Just pick it up. Okay.
Well, maybe you
Oh,
did have a drink
surprise.
here. Who knows?
So because the thing is huge. This place is huge.
It is huge.
It's huge. It's like as big
It's
as a
huge.
school's
Huge.
gymnasium.
Like China.
China.
Speaking of the place, this place, Baerlic, also has one of the best pizza stopping spots in the city. So you want delicious pizza and beer, this is the place to go, among many other
There we
places.
go. And I got breadsticks.
Did you really?
Yes.
Are
right
they?
here.
Were they delicious?
They are, and they're really greasy. So be touching those for Damien's board for him.
There
He
you
would
go.
love
Hold on.
that.
Let me just spill some beer, and you
love
can
it.
throw some cheese and grease on there, a little marinara. But what beer are you drinking?
I'm drinking Party Cat.
Wow.
Party
Cat.
I have not had this
Meow.
before.
Is it delicious?
It is still, and you know what? A lot of other people haven't either because it's only been checked in 24 times. It's just the new one.
Yeah, I think it's a
Oh,
fairly
it's
new one. I
brewed-
had it the other day, last week.
It is. It's brewed with the crew at Cliff PDX in North Portland.
Oh,
To
nice.
celebrate their 5th anniversary. Who's Cliff at PDX?
I don't know. I'm going to give them a
Cliff
prost,
PDX.
though. Prost to Cliff PDX
What is-
in their
what is
5
that?
years.
What is that? Is that a climbing?
No idea.
It sounds like a climbing store,
There you go.
right?
Is it?
I don't
It
know.
might be.
They-
Cliff PDX.
Yeah, they wanted a sessionable IPA so they can keep climbing and not fall off.
Bow, bow, bow.
They sprinkled a few of these new crush hops for good measure in there to change it just a little bit.
Crush hops.
Congratulations, Cliffs.
Way to
We
go.
love you.
We love you.
I guess I
We
should.
don't know who you are.
I should Google.
Go
Cliff
Google that.
PDX.
While you Google that, we're going to talk to Mark about the beer. He's almost finished drinking. He needs another one.
Yes, I do.
What do you
He's
have?
really good.
Well, it's my first beer arriving to Baerlic
Party
today, and it's
time.
pretty much always punk rock time is what I start with every time I
You
every
know
time I
that
show
one.
up. It's my favorite West Coast IPA in town.
Punk rock time. Is that how that song goes?
That sounds reasonable.
Punk rock time. I am drinking the Sunbreak West Coast IPA with Cascade, Simcoe, and another hop. It is really yummy. I'm so sorry. Nelson, Strata, and Cascade. So I was there. It was close. It's really good. It's a good one.
It's good.
It's good.
No, it's a bar.
What?
Cliff's PDX is a bar.
A bar? Where?
It's a bar on 128 Northeast Russell Street. Oh. Offers comfort food plus
wow,
takeout
didn't know
options.
that.
Didn't know
Wonderful.
that. Look at that. It's got pulled pork nachos,
Come out west.
smoked
Hang
chicken
out.
sandwich,
Have a
and
good
steak and
time.
fries. So they did a collab with a restaurant, basically.
Okay.
Cliff's PDX.
But it's a good beer.
Yeah, and that's a beer for them. I see. They probably made the beer to fit their menu. Look at that.
Well,
How about that?
Well, you're looking at the menu. Do you think that beer would go well with that menu?
or anything here as well, because if they're making it in collab, they could probably throw it with the pizza here.
Wait,
Well,
was
any
Cliff-
beer goes
was-
good with
was
pizza, doesn't it?
Cliff's-
That's true.
Was
Well,
that
not
my,
every
was
beer.
that my beer?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's just looking up random shit.
I just know Party Cat.
Meow. Meow.
Yes, that would actually go with pulled pork.
There you go.
I just need some pulled pork to figure it out.
Speaking of pulled pork, I literally had some on Sunday, which was yesterday. We had a brew day over at the McPolanders
Oh, you did?
Oh, nice.
for OBC.
It was cold.
OBC crew was over there. The Brewlosophers is the OBC team name, as they entered their oatmeal stout into PBC.
Stout bout.
Stout bout. So that not PBC. Yeah, stout bout. Yeah, no, is it still
PBC
Yeah.
PBC runs stout bout.
Yeah, that's right. I knew what I was saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are making in conjunction with me. I was kind of there. I did help a little bit, but I'm not
Yeah.
really a part of the OBC. But I helped out make an oatmeal stout. It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be
Nice.
yummy. And they used some nice. I'm not gonna tell you the hops. I'm not gonna tell you the malts.
Because he doesn't know.
I do know.
Oh, you do?
One of the malts
Where'd they get them from?
is very biscuity. Oh, well, there's a.
Who would have sold them to him?
It's a very biscuity malt, and they're going for a really fun toasted oat flavor.
Toasted oat.
HB 123-GY.
That's a hop. No, that's not right either.
That no.
That was really
What?
close, though. Good job. Thanks, John. So they're going to have a nice toasted oat oatmeal stout, because they did the toasted
To
oats.
put the flaked oats in the oven a little bit,
They
toast
did.
them.
He did.
Yeah, that's
Jeremy
always,
and Jen.
Heck yeah, that's a fun way to do it.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You burn it?
No, you just bake them for like
You take a portion of
15
them and
minutes, about
throw them,
200
bake them a
minutes,
little
yeah.
bit, get a little extra toastiness going on.
Because they're white. You want them to have a nice little kind of yellowy-ish to them. So they have when that flavor pulls off, it goes into the beer.
My dog loves those.
There you go. So we're going to see how that beer comes out for the stout bout coming up here in just a month.
Let me check my notes. Stout
February
bout.
13th, 14th.
Oh, because it's
Stout
Valentine's
bout.
Day thing?
Everything's due by the 26th of February. They're going to judge on the
Oh.
1st of March.
There you go.
1st of March.
Okay.
And we're still working out details, but probably going to do a People's Choice at Stienbarts.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's around the 23rd of March. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
We'll come back to that information in a little bit with much more from Mark Gillette and FH Stienbart. Some news, some brew happenings with John Paul, and many more things. But of course, we want to say thank you for listening to this show every single week. Your patronage on this show and to your local beer halls where we talk about the craft beer that gets made here in Portland, Oregon and the surrounding areas is greatly appreciated. If you would like to go support us, go to our Instagram, Facebook page, hit that follow button, make sure you're getting all the haps and hops when we have things getting processed to you. Photos, drops, things like that. Of course, if you want to enjoy the show on any podcasting app, you can do that as well. Make sure you hit the bell when new episodes come out so you know all the latest on beer happenings. And if you want to support the show, go to the Brew Happy Patreon page, patreon.com/brewhappy. $1 is great. $5 is when we interact with you. You get some swag. You can come on the show every once in a while. You get the invite to the Patreon party we do every year. We just had one back in November. It was a lot of fun with our good friend David Cowlitz over at Vault 31. Shout out to David and his establishment for hosting this year. And then at the $25 level, you become a subscriber. You are paying us to talk about you. That's a big subscriber bonus right there, because that's where our sponsorship comes from. Like Paul Cigars with 3 convenient locations, and Lazy Days Beer Company with 2 convenient locations. Lazy Days is a fantastic brewery that helps support the Brew Happy show every single week, and we support them by some lazy beers, but delicious. Their second twice fried fries are delicious as well. We like those a lot, don't we, Joe?
Yes, we do.
They're pretty good. So
As
Lazy
long as we
Days.
take our cholesterol medicine.
Yeah, that's true too.
There we go.
So Lazy Days and Paul Cigars, 2 fantastic sponsors. Go to patreon.com/brewhappy, and you could be a business that we support as well, and we brew happy together. Mark's coming back. Before we take an actual break, I want to hear what he got in his glass. It's dark. It's frothy.
He's eating some greasy
It's
stuff.
greasy and greasy. It's a lot. There's, I can see it dripping off of there. Mark, what is that? What is that beer?
Dark Thoughts.
Oh.
Ooh.
Are your thoughts dark?
CDA.
Ooh,
Oh,
good choice.
really?
Good choice. We'll talk about that after the break. You can have some sips on it. We'll be right back with, like I said, lots of brew happenings and news. Lots to talk about from Mark Gillette of FH Stienbart. Hang tight, guys. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Cheers. Yeah, I was pimping up the Patreon. And then you walk back with your beer.
This is Warren Wills of craftbeerscribe.com, and you're listening to The Brew Happy Show.
Hi, this is the Green Goddess of Portland, here to bring interior wilding to your space. Offering local consultations, weekly plant care, pest solutions, rare plant curation and sales. This houseplant hobby has cultivated a worthy collection backed by knowledge and experience. And now I want to help you make your business beautiful. Contact Bronwyn, the Green Goddess, at greengoddessbotanic@gmail.com and Green Goddess Botanic on Instagram.
I'm Jake. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Avery with Lazy Days Brewing, and you're listening to the Brew Happy Show.
These are greasy.
Yeah. It's delicious. It's delicious beer. How could you not drink it? Mark, how is the CDA?
The CDA?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great as always.
Malty? Hoppy?
Malty, roasty, hoppy.
Hoppy, malty.
The great one about that beer is they've made it a lot, so they've gotten really good at the recipe.
Well, they won some awards for it.
Yeah, so they got dialed
Yep.
in.
It's very dialed
They're
in.
not experimenting.
There you go. Prost to that one. Prost to that one. Before we get into some of the good things, we had a question kind of from the pail, the interwebs. For those of you who follow the Beer Nerds Facebook group, it's a bunch of nerds who like beer. There was a question that was proposed, and I thought it would be apropos for you to be propositioned the question as well. Propositioned. Does anyone know what breweries in Portland or Vancouver area don't use animal products in their brewing or their filtration system? Like which ones are vegan? And then there's a second little bit there. I said I recently learned it's not unheard of for breweries to use isinglass or gelatin in their process. Talk about that real quickly. What are those?
Gelatin and isinglass?
Yeah.
Well, both derived from animal products.
Right.
You know, we know what gelatin is derived from or heard.
Yes.
I don't want to necessarily say for sure. I mean, it's got an animal product in it.
This is what
And
I've
then
heard, yes.
Isinglass, I believe that's like fish bladders is the common thing
Oh.
it comes from.
I didn't know that.
But isinglass is a very traditional English
Oh,
clarifier.
Yeah.
But I
clear
think
up the
there's a
beer.
number of breweries. If they might be vegan in the sense that they're not using those things, but they might not be advertising that they're vegan
Got it.
because there's other uses, other things out there to use for clarification.
And I was going to say, are there other animal products besides those ones, or are those the two main?
Those are, I think, the two main
Only
I'm aware
ones,
of.
really?
Only other closer thing is I've heard people using egg whites to clarify wine.
That's
Yeah.
I've heard of that as well.
Yeah. Clarification, and you start talking about wine, you're looking at
Right. Same with cider.
bentonite,
Yeah.
which is clay base, right? And then
It does look like.
biofine seems to be a really popular thing here with the
Oh.
brewers, pro brewers, which I guess it's a synthetic of something. It's not an animal product.
It
but
just
it's-
pulls out some of the.
And a lot of the homebrewers that are winning a lot of awards, I know, they really like that biofine type product. Really creates a nice, clear product.
Yeah. Do you guys sell a lot of that over at FH
I
Stienbarts?
sell a little bit.
Not
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Not by the gallons or the drums.
Well, we have a couple of the large, I think it's gallon or larger that we
Oh,
have
okay.
on hand in case the brewery needs it. Usually that's one of those things. It's like hey, we forgot to order this and we're out. Yeah, we
Oh,
got
that
it.
makes sense. It does look like that there was, in addition to that, looks like as far as the contributor to this post, Jake Woodling, he says, as far as I know, the following are not using them, which is Baerlic, which is where we're at, Everybody's Brewing, Freem, Brothers Cascadia, Hopworks, and then Russian River out of California.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool. And it looks like there was a lot of people, as well as Sonia Marie Lycum from Lycum Brewing. They don't do that over there. They're also one of the only kosher breweries
Kosher brewery.
in the
Yeah.
entire United States. The Brew Happy show was just there a couple weeks ago,
Oh, nice.
drinking some delicious Lycum beer. Stormbreaker beers are vegan as well. Great question, especially when it talks about the lactose. And in the beer. I think that's another proponent with the hazies, or if you have any kind of lactobacillus that might go into the beer. That's going to
Maybe like those milkshake IPAs.
Yeah. Weiss Beer, also in Vancouver, doesn't use any animal products to make their beers, which I think is pretty cool. So go check that thread out. If you're one of the beer nerds on Facebook, you can help contribute to the answers that Jake is looking for. But we appreciate you piping in there, because that's an interesting thing. We don't usually talk about those sort of things.
Those nerdy things.
Those nerdy things on the Brew Happy show, because usually we're just talking about what the ingredients are, not the process maybe after the beer is made or
True.
during the fermentation process. In between things, we were talking about cider yesterday while we were doing our brew day with Jen and Jeremy, and I was talking about malic acid with making cider, and everyone was like, "Whoa, what's that for? What do you use that for? How do you what?" And so I was explaining to
Right.
them.
If you want to
yeah.
boost your
Right.
acidic level, you're going to use a malic acid because that's the acid that you find
Right.
in apples. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want this kind of flavor to kind of punch out a little bit, and you want to help move that things along. So people were like, "Oh, I didn't know that was a thing." I'm like, yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. We've digressed a little bit. We want to get back to the beer, not cider. Although I do love a good cider. I just picked up the Huckleberry Lemonade from Portland Cider Company.
Oh, nice.
Can't wait to drink it.
Huckleberry lemonade.
Let us talk to you, Mr. Mark Gillette, about your ongoings and FH Stienbart, the longest running homebrew shop in America. 106?
106 this year, I believe.
Good God. Post to that. That's amazing. And you've been there all 105 of them.
All 8 years.
Has it really been that long? It feels like
It's been a little while. Yeah.
much longer, though.
I started there just as we were gearing up for our 100th anniversary, so that was a fun time.
Oh, that's right, because you
Yeah.
were doing other things before then.
Well, I was working other homebrew stores.
That's true.
I've made the rounds.
You have. This one you stayed at, though.
It's the longest so
It's
far.
growing. It is growing. It's getting bigger. What news do you have from the Steinbart Nation?
We're still plugging along with our new ownership, working hard to, some people might have noticed the shelves were a little bit bare back in the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Getting things filled in there, trying to work on our communication and our ordering. We want to have things there for everyone that they want to use. It's an ongoing process, just getting the store up and running in a really organized fashion that we know what's going on, but bringing in new products sooner or later. One of the things that's newer there is now we have some kegerators set up to sample beer.
Oh, wow.
When you come in. Not only sampling beer, but you can sample right now one of our customers who makes coffee.
What? Really?
Like cold brew coffee?
Wow.
All day coffee.
Wow.
On Nitro pour.
Oh,
we
I bet
have
that's
a
delicious.
half-calf CBD cold brew.
That sounds like something John would drink if he drank coffee.
Yeah, if you drank coffee.
He drinks a lot of
Right?
tea.
Yeah.
I
There's
drink
a
coffee too.
Not as much,
Yeah.
though.
Not as much. I agree.
There's been a few customers sampling a little bit of kombucha that I started brewing in the store. That
Nice.
my boss thought it would be great to just put sample cups right there by
Why
the
not?
fermenter and
Just drain a little off the tap.
drain a little off the tap. Yeah.
Kind of like a Zwickel, but not really, because it's pretty much done, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's pretty much done. I mean, it could use a little extra flavoring and tweaking.
Little
but
blueberry?
It's been brewed.
Little blueberry in there?
But that's, we're trying to go further than just here's your supplies and
Show people what you
introduce
got.
people to
Yeah.
what a finished product is and what they can do
I love that.
and what others are doing in our community.
And you guys have a great location, but there's also the Vancouver Beer Supply that you used to be Bader, and that's over on right off of Mill Plain.
Mill Plain.
How are those guys doing over there? You kind of help sometimes with their business.
I think they're doing okay. Owner there, Quentin, him and I try to get together once a month, have some
Nice.
beers, talk about business,
It's
talk
important.
about the customers going back and forth between our stores,
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
helping each other out.
Hey, do
Yeah.
you have this? Do you have that? No. All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
I'll send them over there.
Yeah.
Very
No,
cool.
I've always been a firm believer in the stronger any and all of the homebrew stores in the area are, the better for all of us.
Yeah.
So just
Absolutely.
like what homebrewing craft beer has been, it's about community.
I pros to that. We absolutely believe that here on the Brew Happy Show. It is about the community. There you go, John. John's just drinking. He doesn't care.
There we go.
I do have a piece of news I'm going to get to here in just a minute, but I wanted you to be able to share some things that are going on in the community and things that you want to let people know about. I see you've got some extensive notes over there.
Oh, well, I just made some notes about upcoming competitions.
There's some fun things happening.
Key one is the NHC Homebrew National Homebrew Competition.
Yeah, when is that?
That is happening. Well, the final stuff is going to be happening in Kansas City, final judging and awards
Yep.
in June.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it will not be part of a homebrew conference. We're probably another year or more off before we see a homebrew conference.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
But, this year, our area, for where we're at here in Portland, it'll be first round will be in Seattle
Nice.
for judging. That all happens. Entries need to be in early April, like the 7th, 10th, and
Okay.
then they'll be judging 11th and 12th.
Okay, nice.
Similar dates for down in San Diego if we want to hit all of West Coast at least.
Of course.
But if you have any questions wherever you're at, go to American Homebrewers website and check it out. I mean, we've mentioned it before. We have Stout Bout coming up.
Which is going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Always a favorite of ours. That's where with the infamous hashtag Blackout Stout Night.
Blackout Stout Night.
That's from Damien hosting the Stout Bout and then stumbling his way home.
Yes.
You guys listen to the harken back to the pocket burrito. That's where that started as well.
Pocket burrito too.
Oh man, that guy was wasted. But he looked good. He still had his tie and his vest on from
He's
hosting.
all dressed up,
He was
yeah.
all dressed up, but he was hammering across the town.
Yeah, I think I mentioned a little bit earlier is that we're hoping to do a People's Choice Award, which they haven't had for a little while. It's a lot to organize, so
Yeah, that's really cool.
we're helping them out at FH Stienbarts, and we're going to host it at our location. And
Nice.
everyone, that's always a fun thing,
Try some
get
beers.
people tasting
Yeah.
the beers outside of the judges, get another kind of feedback.
Well, I think that's the other thing too is, as judges, you are so sometimes, depending on you who are if you look Ben Emmons, you're so particular about the style. And you're like, did they capture the style? Did they capture the essence that is that style? And, you know, and some people are like, I just want a good beer. Oh, that's a great beer. And so, you know, having just the people go, yeah, that's an all right stout, or that's an all right, you know, porter, or that's an all right Baltic porter. I love those ones too. And just getting their thoughts. So that'll be interesting.
It's always fun, you know. I think there's something about being a home brewer and people that you don't even know tasting your beer and going, hey, that's kind of good, and then being amazed. Wait, you made that?
Yeah.
Wow. You know, the other things that are coming up, you have She Brew, which is always a fun event.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We were talking about that yesterday as well with Jen and Jeremy. They're gearing up 10th anniversary.
Yep.
It'll be March the 8th, I believe. Is it the 10th?
Yeah, that's the fest time.
Yeah, the March the 8th.
Main fest.
And I think it's going to be 2 sessions again.
Yeah.
And the first session is where you're going to get to really open up to try all the home brews.
Yeah, you have to get to the first session.
Yeah, and VIP tickets. You can go to shebrew.beer to get your tickets in advance. It's pretty cool, but I did learn something.
Mm-hmm.
The first time this year, Jen and the committee has asked all the brewers to not previously release the beer before the competition.
That's interesting.
So in the years past, they might have had their beer out already and then brought it to the competition as well. This year, nothing is going to be released until the competition or the actual event day.
That's fun.
And then that way, the first time anyone gets to try it will be at the She Brew event.
Yeah, that makes it kind of exciting, you know.
And then you get
unveiling.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then you get.
Well, I tell you what, last year's from Baerlic, I love that.
So much fun. I do know that our good friend Lee Hedgeman from Barreled Bee, she will be making a beer this year. With Vancouver Brewery Heavy Metal. And I know that our good friend Jen McPoland will be making a beer with Sarah Szymański from Threshold.
Nice.
So we've got some of our friends in the Brewniverse are making some beers. So look out for, I think she said there's 46 beer entries right now.
Wow.
So we're getting up there. It's going to be a really fun event. So go to check it out. Get your tickets. shebrew.beer. March the 8th. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. What else you got, Mark?
I mean, in competition land, the other one that's coming up that I'm aware of is Coho down in Bend.
Nice,
The Spring Fling competition that's been running for quite some time.
That comes in April, isn't it?
Yeah. That's like February, they'll start opening up their registration. Early April, they'll be collecting up the beers, and then looks like the 24th, 27th is judging and awards. So
that's killer. Well, that will be another fun one.
It looks like they're taking their time to judge those. There's a lot of entries in that, I bet.
I bet there is. Well, there's a lot of great breweries in Oregon.
Well, these are homebrewers.
Oh, there's a lot of great homebrewers everywhere, though.
In Oregon.
Oh, in Oregon, there's a lot.
You have the Oregon Homebrewer of the Year.
There you go. That's right.
Ian Campbell.
That's right. What can you say about that
Used
guy?
to work at Stienbarts. Used to be a brewer here at Baerlic.
There you go.
Great guy. Congratulations.
What can you say? I really wanted to talk to you real quickly on your thoughts on this. It was reported just a few days ago, the American Homebrewers Association to depart from the Brewers Association as it files for FO1C status. The beer industry continues to face many challenging difficulties, and those being affected are, of course, homebrewers. Earlier on the 22nd, the AAH is a hard one to say. AHA. Thank you. Ha ha ha. Announced they will filed in a corporation in Colorado and seated the founding board directors to steps into becoming an independent 501c. Founded in 1978, they have operated as a division under the umbrella of the Brewers Association, not-for-profit trade association dedicated to small independent craft beer since 1983. What does this mean for the American Homebrewers Association? Mark?
For the American Homebrewers Association, or homebrewers in general, I think this is
Both.
all a good thing.
Because there's a lot of people who really don't like the Brewers Association.
Yeah.
There's some.
I think
they've done some
we've had some
things.
declining memberships in the Homebrew Association and people not being happy with things. I think, AHA was established first.
Yeah.
And then they established the Brewers Association, and AHA came under that, for them to organize that. And I think it worked great for a long time. But it's a mature industry, craft brewing itself. They have different needs, different, issues than homebrewers are. And it's been talked about that homebrewing's been, on the outs. I don't necessarily say it's on the outs, but we need to be
it is a tougher
re-energizing the community. I think one of the things that's most important with AHA when I first got into this stuff 20, 30 years ago, it was about finding people in a community that liked what you did, and that's one of the greatest things of going to HomebrewCon.
Yeah.
Hanging around thousands of people that love beer as much as you do and want to talk about making beer. Yeah. It's really kind of a neat experience. And this is why I've always advocated and encouraged people to join clubs. It's about homebrewing. It's a hobby, and one can do a hobby on your own, but there's something really rewarding about sharing it with other people that have
collaborating.
The same love. Collaborating. Yeah.
Well, and I think one of the things too is, as a home brewer, when you go to HomebrewCon, you go to conventions or festivals or gatherings, you're so evenly on the same field. Everyone kind of is on the same, even if you've done 30 beers or you've done 3 beers, you're kind of all on the same playing field, because it's not until you're a professional brewer, the head brewmaster, kind of where you start to move up. But I think the nice thing about that is that I know, a lot of head brewers who started off as home brewers who are so humbled by that process.
Oh, yeah.
They don't pedestal themselves. And that's why I think, like She Brew, there's a homebrew competition, and from that competition you get a winner, and that winner goes to brew a beer with an esteemed head brewer.
Collaborate, yeah.
And then you get People's Choice, which is also another fantastic honor as well from the voting. But to have a home brewer get to be able to brew a beer with a award-winning brewer, that's kind of a fun thing. Of now you get to really get to see it this big
see both sides of it.
Yeah. And it's humbling for both aspects, because I know Natalie Baldwin, I believe, is the person who gets to do the home brewing winter brew. She's been brewing for what feels like forever. And I think People's Choice gets to brew with Madeline McCarthy over at Von Ebert.
Okay.
I might have those backwards, but I think that's the way that it is.
Yeah.
But even so, both are, esteemed brewers, but they started out kind of the same. Let's do small little batches here, and let's get hired in here. And Natalie's did all the beering for Breakside for years, over at the small little Deacon location. And just what a mind. But to be able to go, all right, cool, what do you got, home brewer? What do you got? Let's see what you got.
It's a great opportunity for a home brewer to kind of see how the pro side is.
Cut their teeth on it.
There are things that are different. It depends on the scale that the professional brewers are on. But it's true. You start thinking about it. Some people think that not many home brewers are in the professional market, but there's plenty of them that are starting breweries and want to do it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that have that are in the brewing industry as brewers who've never homebrewed.
Yeah. Well, that's true too.
Because we got a mature market, there's kids, young kids, I say.
Oh my gosh, there are.
They're like, well, I'm going to go get a job as a brewer.
Yeah.
And I've met some, and they make great beers wherever they're at.
It's amazing.
They're like, I've never homebrewed. And I was like, well, did you try it? Some say, I don't know if I want to try that. Well, you don't understand when you see your job all the time. Maybe not.
I might not like it.
There's different kinds of people and different approaches to it.
I think the nice thing, too, about that is when we get to home brewers who are a little more, stiff in the boots about how to brew, then you get things like Nano Brew Fest.
Okay.
And you get the small little, nano beer companies who are going, well, we're just making a little bit of beer, and it's mostly out of our garage, but we're going to make, 2 or 3, 2
or 3 barrels.
And just, you know what? Fucking good for them.
Oh, yeah, it's passion project.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
So now we're going back. We're going to go back to now the American Homebrewers Association is going to file for 501, which means they're going to be their own incorporated little nugget in the brewing community.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see more over the next 12 to 16 months rise in homebrewer numbers?
I don't don't know about a rise in the next year. I think there's a lot of room and opportunity to help create growth, as that was posted on Facebook, and I posted a few replies to comments. You know, I remember one guy said, should I wait till after you get all this settled for a year, or should I join now? And I honestly commented, I said, why not join now? Get in on the ground floor, be a part of making those changes that you missed out or wanted to be there. This is our opportunity to form
create
the group
something,
and
right.
support the creation of it, of what it should be.
Absolutely.
It's not that it wasn't, it's just I think it got a little lost in the Brewers Association.
Of course it did.
In that larger thing.
Of course it did.
And they've been looking for the redirect the mission.
Well, I don't think it was,
nothing negative towards anyone. It's just
it was one of those things that just happened.
Looking for a new way to do it.
Yeah, and as far as where do we put our money? How do we support? How do we build? How do we grow? I mean, you're going to grow big craft beer kind of first and work your way down. And it's not that they didn't think it was important. It just wasn't on their scope of relevance.
Sure.
And now, as an association goes, they can go back to home square base one, go, great, here's our fundamentals, here's our foundation, here's where we're growing from, and then, like you said, join now.
From step one of being a new independent organization, their whole foundation is going to be about meeting the needs, not sometimes being connected to a larger organization that has some different goals.
Sharing of recipes and sharing of ingredients and sharing of processes. And, even yesterday being at Jen and Jeremy's house, which I know you've been there, and you've seen their little Blickman setup, which was great, little 3-pot Blickman setup. Even then he's going, well, I just did this. I was over there and I saw this guy from Mark from OBC. He did it this way. And but we do it this way because and it's interesting when you get to compare notes and you're going, well, should I be doing it that way or does it, and you start to get to fine tune your craft as a homebrewer.
I'm loving what OBC's doing where,
oh my gosh,
what they're doing there. They split up into, I think it's 5 groups once a month. They have a style of beer that they're all approaching, so the group gets together and talks about the beer they're going to make that fits that style. Yeah. And it's a little bit of an internal competition, but it's more of a learning thing. And I think it's great. They're creating camaraderie between each other and making sure that everyone gets a chance to meet each other and learn about people's approaches.
Yeah. And it's fun because, like you said, that they're going to have they're going to put that beer into the stout bout. But they're also going to have it at their monthly meeting here this next month, so that they can, hey, here's a little try. Here's what we worked on for the oatmeal stouts, or the stouts that they're working on. I think last year they did the tropical stout. And that was really good. It turned out really well. So that, absolutely. Like, oh, you had what malt did you use? Oh, I can taste. Like I said, one of the malts they used had a biscuity notes to it. I won't tell you which one it was. Keep you guessing. Very Jeff Goldblum with me. But just having, when you're smelling all of that stuff in the boil and you're just going, oh man, I can't wait to try it and it's going to be delicious. And then going, well, I would have done this and that, and comparing notes across the board is. I think that's cool.
Yeah, during the brew day when you were there. Yeah. I mean, what they do is when they come back together too at their meetings now.
What did we talk about?
They all talk about. So there's like 5 beers they all taste.
Yeah, which is killer.
And they taste them together, talk about them. They get input from some of their more advanced members that are judges and have a little more experience on that and get their input. So it's an all-around learning experience, and I think that's really what. I'm loving what they're doing with that. That's what clubs are about. Is sharing your information, sharing your knowledge, sharing the experience and the fun.
Well, I think now with the AHA moving into its own little realm of, enterprise ship for them to sail off into the stars, this is a great opportunity for people like the OBC to go, great, let's grab it, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's be part of the people who contribute to what can be a nation of, great homebrewers.
Sure.
Which there's no reason why you couldn't do it in every state and have homebrew clubs or homebrew groups that are, affiliating and moving the needle forward for homebrewers across the United States. Don't know why. Why not? Start now.
Yeah.
Do it.
Agreed.
God damn it. Portland Brewers Collective is also a homebrew club. How are they doing? Do you talk to those guys often?
Yeah, they come into the store and I talk to them, and they're doing good.
Making beer.
Yeah, they're a little bit smaller club, but
They are.
they're in the competition area. We'll say they're doing quite well.
Good.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know what to say other than
That's it.
The way they work is it functions for them.
There you go.
Right?
Any brews yourself lately?
Oh well, I actually have brewed back during Christmas break sometime. I made essentially a Samuel Smith's Winter Warmer clone.
Uh-oh.
It's on tap at the store.
Uh-oh. But I have to go into FH
Don't want to
Stienbarts.
advertise too much because it's okay.
It's okay. You know what, though?
I ain't no
You're honing.
award-winning homebrewer. I
You're-
just have fun.
You're honing your craft every day. Well, that's good. Well, we do like a good Samuel Smith style dark ale.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
It's a little hoppier than the original, but
What'd you use?
there's probably a little bit of Fuggles in East Kent Goldings. I went with some traditional English that I have. So, but I'm a hophead, so I probably went a little heavy-handed.
That is what went into. By the way, I will tell you that is what went into the
Oatmeal stout?
was the EKG. Yeah.
Yeah, EKG is just beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and it's just going to be such a perfect balance between the malt
Yeah.
they chose, and so it's going to be great. Very cool. Mark, what else can you tell us about FH Stienbart before we get to some other things?
We're still here.
Yeah, you are.
Come in. Anything you don't see, let us know. We're very much interested in our customers' interests, thoughts, what they want to see coming into the store.
Yeah.
Working hard to bring all that in, but there's always room for more.
Oh, absolutely. Always. And if you are really new to the brewing scene, you want to dip your hand in it, you guys do have kits available.
We do have kits, and we're working on getting a more regular class schedule and some
gonna say.
demos going here soon.
Yeah, the classes are really cool and informative and super helpful if you are a novice or a beginner, or even if you just need a refresher. The classes at FH Stienbart are really fun because they bring in some of the coolest dudes and ladies to teach them. So if you guys want to check that out, FH Stienbart on the corner of beer and oh yeah, that's not true, but
Here we
you
go.
know,
They're looking for recommendations.
always.
Well, how about table dances?
Oh yeah, you can sign right up.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
John,
hello, left field.
there you go, John.
Well,
let's talk to you about
This
your.
is Portland. You realize
Oh my
this is
gosh,
Portland.
This is true. This is Portland.
They could be anywhere.
What has the beer scene been like for you the last week? What have you gone and had and drank and enjoyed?
Well, I had to go to Great Notion. Haven't been there for a few weeks.
Yeah, what is the beer you had?
I had the blue raspberry fluff.
What is that?
A fruited sour. It was green.
What? Hey, okay, well you've blue raspberry fluff fruited sour. It's green.
It's
Explain.
green. I have no idea why it's green.
What the hell, John?
But it's green.
Was it yummy?
It was full of blue raspberry and cotton candy flavor.
Was it yummy though? Not your favorite.
No, I'm
You
not
got
a
it because
sour
it was
guy.
green.
I got it. Well, and I have to be. It's good for a sour.
Well, okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
We'll give you a prost on that.
I don't like
that one.
necessarily sours.
You don't like sours.
And then we went to a new barbecue place up there in Vancouver.
Oh.
Hazeldale, called Creekside.
Oh, how was it?
That was pretty good, and they had a Lewitt Alley Cat West Coast IPA.
Yeah.
A brand new beer that Lewitt just came out with.
Very good, very good.
So that was very interesting. And then I had to go down to Fullerton's Pub,
Okay.
which is on Portland River,
Okay.
south.
Oh, okay, yeah.
South something.
I know what you were talking about. Yeah.
And you know why I went there?
No.
Because Sean works there still.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I had to go down. He wasn't there, but I had to go. That place was about. See, this little room we're in here is about half that size.
Oh shit!
It
Jesus.
was like really, really tiny.
Good Lord.
It was very small, but it has a huge outdoor area when it's it'll be fine when
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not 40 degrees.
It's colder than that, but yeah, it's pretty damn cold out there.
Yes, but it had the outside area was like 3 times the inside area.
Oh, nice.
But they had but they did. You know what they had is they had Crystal's Curse Black IPA,
Oh.
which was a black a CDA IPA by McMillan's in it, and that is a fantastic beer. I've had that several times before, but that is a fantastic beer.
Yummy.
Yes,
That
they
sounds
make
great.
down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yes, and then we went to Barrel Mountain. We've been going up there for our pizza lately.
Yeah, off of St. John's in Vancouver.
Yes, and they had a new IPA up there, Unplugged IPA.
How was it?
Very good, 7% with 77 IBUs.
Ooh, very stout.
That was
on
a
that
very
one.
yes. It's that was a very good one. They
Yum.
do a good job. They don't usually most of those beers never make it out of that brewery.
They have a couple of good ones that they distribute,
Every so often, but mostly they just keep in themselves.
which is good because that's where you make all your money.
It is where you make your money.
As of today, it is where you make all your money.
Might be the only way you make your
Might
money.
be
so.
the only. But that's a good thing. We talk about this trend about breweries having their own tap house restaurants
Yes.
and just serving their own beer instead of, we know Backwoods does it. We know Breakside does it. Culmination. I mean, a lot of breweries have their own. Baerlic, we're here in the Pizza Ranch. It's one of those things that just really helps to solidify yourself as a beer company by serving some food while you serve your beer.
And also, if you have your own beer, you can keep it fresh too.
That's true.
That's the thing. You don't have to worry about something sitting around.
Yeah, that's true.
You can crank through it.
Fair enough. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Fair enough.
I am headed to Vegas tomorrow.
You are?
Hopefully, it's at like 65 would be nice.
65 would be a great number compared to 40, 38, 25.
And 65 on concrete could be actually like 72.
That, you might get lucky.
Oh, my God.
You might get a tan.
I might. No, I'm not getting a tan, but may not have to wear 3 layers. Love of God.
It's a little cold right now. I brought my big coat tonight, too, because it's fucking cold.
It's fucking cold.
It's fucking
but
cold.
at least in Vegas, you can smoke cigars inside.
This is true.
Can't do that in Savory.
Real quick, we do have a couple pieces of news before we quit the evening. Of course, news brought to you by newschoolbeer.com and brewpublic.com. Do you need more beer? Probably not. We're going to be done here in a minute. With the news of Brews Down Your Avenues, Block 15 announcing 2025 Bourbon Month releases and events. I need more beer. Where's that button? There it is.
Damien, I need more beer.
That was the Damien button, not the John button. That's okay. Super Nebula 2025, the annual Imperial Stout release, was matured in Basil Hayden Toast bourbon barrels and then conditioned in organic direct trade Tanzanian cocoa nibs, especially selected to complement the decadent character 12.96% on the Super Nebula 2025 from Block 15. The Super Nebula Breakfast with Hayden. Now, this is a same bourbon barrel matured Imperial Stout conditioned with fresh roast coffee beans, maple, and those same Tanzanian cocoa nibs, same 12.9%. The Super Nebula Celion Praline, which integrates toasted pecans, cinnamon, and salt in that bourbon barrel cocoa nib stout base. And then it's Kvike. Is it Kvike? 2025 spontaneously fermented wild cellar old Bruin matured over 2 winters, locally farmed tart Montessori cherries. No, Montessori. Wow. I'm having a stroke, apparently. Some cherries. They're fucking cherries. In the second run of the bourbon barrels, first used to mature Super Nebula, the Imperial Stout. That's only going to be 7% for Kvike. That'd be a nice, easy drinking. They're closing down? What time do they close? 9?
Maybe 9.
Okay, we're almost done.
We're plenty of time.
We got plenty of time. We're almost done with the show anyway, so it's okay. Thanks, John.
They're being good employees and
They're
cleaning
cleaning
up
up. They're
now
cleaning
because
up.
there's not that many people
There
here.
isn't. It's Monday
That way
night.
they can leave when it's time to close.
Get the fuck out. All those sound delicious. Head over to Block 15 in the downtown pub area of Corvallis, or you can go to one of the other locations or look at their beers online. Go check it out. Oakshire Brewing 2025 Dark Days and February events, also with some beer releases. as we are heading into February. We got just a week away, and that is Stout Month.
Stout Month.
Stouts. January.
And Dark Arts.
Yeah, Festival of the Dark Arts is right around the corner at Fort George. The list of breweries that are in attendance is fucking massive this year. I don't know how they're going to have everybody there. January 31st through February 2nd, Dark Days of February release parties. You're going to find yourself Hellshire number 14 at 14%. Those will be in 500 milliliter bottles. The Dark Umbra Black IPA at 6.8%. This is going to be a, kind of like a stout, but a little hop forward on the flavors and a strong roast character. Sounds good. And then the Overcast Cafe, which is the Mexican Mocha, 8.2%. Those can be found in 16-ounce 4-packs. Some cocoa nibs, some cinnamon, vanilla, and a few spicy peppers in there.
Just a bit spicy pepper.
Spicy. Pleasing spicy. Not too spicy, but pleasing spicy. Of course, when we get to February 14th through the 16th, the Vintage Heart-Shaped Box and Chocolate Pairing will be coming around to that as well. And then the 22nd and 23rd, it'll be a Hellshire vertical tasting. That's right. 10 through 14 will be being poured at Oakshire's location there in Eugene. God, that sounds like a lot of fun. Gotta love dark beers.
Definitely gonna have to get a hotel room.
Gonna have to definitely get a hotel room. And then I mentioned it earlier. I picked one up from my local shop. The Huckleberry Lemonade from Portland Cider Company is a new release. Celebrates the year of beautiful huckleberry. Look at the color on that thing, though. It's very, very dark. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to have some lemony, zesty huckleberries paired with Northwest apples. You can find that in big cans or small cans from Portland Cider Company. It is the time for dark beers as we come into February. Do you have a favorite dark beer, Mark?
I'm just finishing it up right now. Dark Thoughts.
Well, I'm having a dark one, too. It's that time of year.
What are you having?
I'm having the Pancake House. Cocoa, maple, coffee stout.
Oh, my God.
11%.
Oh, my God.
It's going to rock your world.
Oh, my God.
Make it home.
Oh, my God. Are you excited?
I need something to dip in it, like a cookie.
There you go. So here's a short list of some of the people who are going to be at the Festival of the Dark Arts. If you haven't gotten your tickets, you're not going. They sold out pretty much the day they went on sale, as they always do. People like Fort George, of course, will be there. Black Raven, Gigantic, Level, Little Beast, Modern Times, Freen, Rubens, Sockeye, Scuttlebutt, Sun River, Assembly, Backwoods, Deschutes, everywhere. Fort George again. We have a lot of Fort George. Relevant, Living House, Matchless, Ruse, Trapdoor, and the name goes on and on and on. Lots of Matryoshka, though. Lots of Matryoshka. God, we can't. John, we're going to have to get some of that. Because did you hear some of the flavors from the...
No, tell me the flavors.
Well, there's chocolate vanilla.
Okay.
And there's vanilla with pistachio. And
that's different.
Vanilla with cinnamon.
Okay.
And then there's vanilla, pistachio, chocolate, and cinnamon.
Okay.
And that just sounds fucking great.
Yeah, I agree. If you're going to have them, you might as well throw them all in there.
Yeah, I really like that idea. So for those of you who are going to Festival of the Dark Arts and you want to tell us about those beers, you can. After you go, email us, brewhappypdx@gmail.com. We want to know about what your experience was like, what your beers were like. Tell us about the dark beers. Tell us what you liked. Tell us maybe what you didn't like, what could have been improved on. We want to hear your feedback. Those of you who are attending Festival of the Dark Arts, please make sure and reach out to us after the event at brewhappypdx@gmail.com. John, I think that's about it. I don't know where Mark went.
It is.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's out of here.
He's going to get another beer.
He lost his mind.
There he is.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
He's on his way. If you guys want to support the show, go to Brew Happy. Go to patreon.com/brewhappy. Little as $1 is great. We do love all of the support. And don't forget some of these fantastic beer festivals and events like She Brew.
Stout Bout.
Stout Bout is coming up.
Coho Spring Fling.
That's right. And then
And make sure you go to FHStienbart.com. Get your homebrew supplies.
Hell yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. Mark, it is a pleasure to see you as always. Thanks so much for coming to
Thank
Baerlic this
you.
week and hanging out, drinking some beer with us. Are you going to go home now? You're going to go
Probably.
You're going to go beer mongers?
No, it's going to beer mongers.
Well, we are near Beer Mongers, so I might have to go in there and say hi.
John, you guys are going to go to beer mongers. I'm going
Yes,
to go home.
we're going to beer mongers.
So you got young one.
I do. And I have
See,
to work.
I just dropped off my
you
oldest.
had to work
or
all
my
day,
wife just
so
dropped
you
off my
have to-
oldest at college, so.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
Wow.
right.
How
Which
was
college?
that?
As I've been telling everybody, I used to be a poor college student, but now I'm a poor parent of a college student.
students.
Yeah.
Which college?
Mount Holyoke in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. Did you fly to Massachusetts?
My wife and my daughter flew there.
Oh, my gosh.
I stayed here
And
because I have a son that I had to take care of.
He was fine.
Yeah, he was playing video games all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. Did you throw a couple tears down? Or are you happy to have one less child in the house? Both are acceptable.
Both are.
And
Did I throw what down? I didn't.
some tears.
No. You know, people ask it, they like talk about being sad. I'm like, no, I'm really happy for her.
I'm excited for her.
I'm excited for
I
her.
am too. I was not worried about my
yeah,
kids leaving.
give me a little more time, and then I'll start missing her
No.
wit and humor.
Right, that's the thing.
But
when you're
as
like,
I was telling some other people, it's like, you know, she's gone now. Now I have to take up the slack of picking fights with mom.
well, there you go. And best of luck to you in 2025. If we don't see Mark Gillette ever again, that's why.
We know why.
We know why. Oh, gosh, guys. Thanks so much. We love Baerlic. Come hang out and check these guys out when you get a chance. Their beer's fantastic. We want to thank our sponsors, Lazy Days Brewing, with 2 convenient locations off of Flint here in Portland and down in Beaverton. And then we have our friend John Paul of Paul Cigars with 3 convenient locations, Hazeldale, East Vancouver, and Beaverton as well. Check them out at paulcigars.net. Or go in, get some cigars, and say hi. Guys, next week, Bronwyn and Damien are back. You don't have to listen to me no more. It's been fun. Thank you guys for listening and checking out the Brew Happy Show these last 2 weeks. And as always, because Damien says so, he doesn't just like you. He loves you, and he wants to have a beer with you. And until next week, guys, keep brewing, but brew happy. Cheers.
This production is brought to you by Brew Happy Media, the ultimate brewers media resource. For more information, go to thebrewhappyshow.com and brewhappypodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at Brew Happy. For more cigar pairings, please check out our sponsor, paulcigars.net. Questions, concerns, advertising, or guest relations, please reach us at brewhappypdx@gmail.com. Remember, brew happy, drink responsibly. Cheers.
John, I need more beer.
But she went to